Around the Grounds, where we talk about just about anything else that's going on in the soccer universe. But
which
Tampa,
is a lot because it's
it's a
the
lot.
summer of soccer, as Fox used to promote it back in the day. Maybe too much. Maybe FIFA
We'll talk
needs
about
to.
Fox in a second, but go ahead.
Yeah, it's. I think FIFA is running into an NFL issue, right? NFL used to be Thursday, Sunday. Well, actually, Monday, Sunday. Then it was Monday, Thursday, Sunday. Now we're just having too much NFL, and I think we're having way too much soccer. Like
I
you have the
think we're getting
domestic.
close to oversaturation.
We have the and the reason it's because I made the joke once. It's like if you spin the globe, soccer is being played somewhere, right? It's a globes game. It's a world's game.
You ever check out? Actually, I have it up here right now. It's livesoccertv.com.
Yeah.
Every day it gives you a list of literally every game at every level that's on. Maybe we can get a promotion out of them. Check that out. They tell you the start time, like what division it's in, what competition it's in, and they show you where you can watch it depending upon where you are in the world. So like it says, the Chelsea game is on. Chelsea LAFC is on DAZN right now. How did I say that?
The zone.
The zone. That doesn't even make any sense. But you've got CONCACAF Gold Cup, Panama versus Guadalupe, Fox Sports 1, Fubo TV, TUDN, Unimas, Colombia, Premier Europe, UEFA U19s, USL League 2, USLW League. And if you scroll down, it literally gives you Brazil, Irish Premier League. Like you can, every game that's on today and where you can watch it is on this website. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, there was a time when ESPN Plus originally started. They had 12 football leagues they had all around the world. You could watch basically all day, every day.
Well, I think they're down to
I think they're down to like 6 now. But let's bring it back to North America, not North Texas. We have the Gold Cup group stages, Club World Cup, the domestic leagues are still playing. This is a lot of soccer. This is a lot of saturation. And as we're seeing right now, so this is being recorded on Monday, the 16th. If you go turn on that Chelsea game now, that stadium is empty. No one in the fucking building.
It has filled out a little bit more than when the game started, but it is still relatively empty. There, if you see me keep turning my head, it's because I'm watching it right now. It is currently the 64th minute. Chelsea is up 1-0 over LAFC. There are sections that are full, but there are large swaths of the stadium that are just empty. And this is in Atlanta, which is a massive NFL-sized stadium. Maybe this is too big. Maybe they need to start doing. Maybe they're going to bring this back. They need to do it like USL size stadiums, right? Let's get an audience of 10,000 at one of these games.
Well, here's the thing. So my whole thing is U.S. Federation requires 15,000 for Division I status, and my understanding is the reason you do that is because it needs to be international standards. Why not just play them in MLS stadium, right?
Because
it's a money grab.
That's not where the money comes from.
You got to do the jersey. It's the money. I forgot FIFA's run by the Soprano family. Yeah, it's a sad, man. It's not a good look for the sport, right? With the World Cup coming next year, we cannot have these images of empty stadiums.
Well, you say do it at MLS stadiums. U.S. played Trinidad and Tobago last night in an MLS stadium in San Jose, and that wasn't full either. That wasn't even remotely full. That was an incredibly low attended game too. So,
yeah, but part of that is this will be the trick, right? Speaking of the World Cup, this will be the trick. Where they put the groups matter, right? Mexico, not so much. Put them anywhere. Put them in Canada. Sold out every game, right? The rest of the crowd, though, right? You have to know if you put you might put Japan and California, sold out game all day, every day. You put Germany in the Chicago area, sold out game.
Germany might sell out everywhere,
right? Then you put the Caribbean teams in Florida or up in the Northeast, sell out. But if you put Jamaica in Cleveland, that game is empty. Crickets, no one. That's not a place you put it. So you have to figure out stuff like that. This assumption that we will just run and chase Barcelona everywhere is dead because Barcelona and Real Madrid, the days of Ronaldo and Messi, right? The thing that made El Clasico, in my opinion, obviously they've been competitors for 100 years, but in our generation, it was them two going against each other that made it work. All the stars are gone from both those teams, in my opinion. There are still good players there, but the star power
Look, you've got clubs in this tournament that are going to sell out no matter what stadium you put them in, or they're at least have a good showing as far as numbers, right? Bayern is going to do it. Bayern came and absolutely beat the absolute ever loving crap out of Auckland City. And Auckland City's an amateur level club, right? And they lost 10-0. No shame in that, right? Playing one of the best clubs in the world, right? So
I mean, no wait. Auckland's in the A League, right? They're not amateurs. That's professional.
Yeah, but it's they are all, most of those guys have full-time jobs outside of this, right? This was not it's like a semi-pro league. The goalkeeper who gave up the 10, not that all 10 of them were his fault or anything else, but I mean, just completely outclassed and outmatched. But the goalkeeper was here on unpaid leave. He was basically took his unpaid vacation days to come play here from his regular job. There was one player who had to shoot over to a conference room in the hotel to take a conference call at like 4 a.m. because this is his job, right? So this is like El Farolito essentially.
Well, not that bad.
Yeah, I mean, Farolito may be more professional than this club because those guys, most of them don't have day jobs.
Huh. Okay, I'm looking it up. I mean, they play professionally. A League is the professional league.
They play professionally A League, but soccer is also not the primary sport. Also, one of the few places in the world that actually calls it soccer. But rugby is their game, and Australian football is their game, right? So soccer is way down the table for them, So it's one of those weird things that like you've got this team coming in and they get the shit kicked out of them, but Bayern's got followers, right? There are supporter groups in the U.S. in almost every major city in the U.S. for teams like Bayern, for teams like Chelsea, for teams like what's the Brazilian club? Palmeiras. Boca Juniors had a massive crowd in Miami because you've got all how many Argentinian folks are down there too.
Miami's a world city. There's certain cities you can put any team in and they'll make it work, right?
Sure.
Yeah, I get what you mean. But yeah, I mean Boca, Benfica doesn't have a fan base here. Like,
right.
Let's be honest.
You might get the Musa family there. That might be it.
Musa might travel for that game. Go see his friends. River Plate, like there's certain
River Plate's going to show up. River Plate's got a decent following. They're not going to fill an NFL stadium, but they've got a decent following.
Yeah, but I mean, long story short here, this is a money grab. I think the American audience knows that. The ticket prices are, although I've seen things where like if you wait till the very last minute, you can get tickets for nothing. But so dynamic pricing actually works in your favor some of the time, right?
Yeah.
If literally no one is in the stadium, 60,000 seats, and they sold 27, within an hour of the game, you could probably get a ticket for $100, no matter where it is in the country. But I think over the weekend their fears were alleviated because again, weekend games will always be more well attended. MLS proves every league in the country proves that at this point.
It's people have more. You do a game at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock on a weekday. People have to get out of work. They got to travel. They got to train. This is not Europe where everybody lives and works 10 minutes from the stadium, right? This is unfortunately.
Wait. Are you talking about urban planning where you like live, work, and play in the same place? That's crazy.
30-minute cities are, never mind. We're not going to go down there.
We're socialists now. Never mind. No, that being said, so I caught a couple of the games. I caught the Miami game, which, to be honest, the fact that they didn't win that is a miracle upon itself. But it's really weird how the commentators apparently, ESPN FC apparently the check cleared because it went from this is a money grab, it's going to be terrible for the game to that was some really good football, and I'm like, wait, I'm confused. Which one is it? Is it terrible for the game or is it really good football? Right.
But keep just real quick on the attendance conversation. Still, PSG Atletico Madrid to 80,000 in Pasadena.
Yeah, but again, the Rose Bowl is a classic venue.
It's a classic venue, and you've got two excellent teams, right? Yeah. It's, and I think as we get into the later rounds, this tournament is going to get better. Yes, it is 100% a money grab. I'm not denying that, but I think as we get into the knockout stages, this is basically going to be a watered down version of Champions League where some random country or some random team from some country that in the Western Hemisphere or in Asia or in Africa or a Middle Eastern team can come in and just fuck some shit up, right?
I mean, the Japanese team. I don't know why that took so long. The Reds are absolutely fantastic. Love that.
And we get to see Seattle Sounders versus PSG. That's fun, right? No matter what happens, we get to see an American team take on the best club in the world right now.
I don't. Calm down.
I say that because they won champions. That's
fair enough. I don't give UEFA as much credence as a lot of people do, but yes, they're a very good team. The problem is they're not gonna. I mean, these players don't care. They don't actually get a pay increase, right? The team itself gets a whole bunch of money, which means that facilities will be good, et cetera, et cetera. But these players don't get paid anymore. This is just written, so. Yeah,
but you know what? That's going to change in the next CBA too. Right? That's unfortunately when this CBA was agreed to, nobody expected this. Nobody expected these $1 million+ games like this.
Here's the thing. So we've already, I think at the conclusion of this, I think FIFA is going to get sued for workload, right? Because the player breaks are getting shorter and shorter, especially when you're at the top echelon. If you're a mid-tier soccer player, like if you don't have any national team duty or like you have a regular season, but a lot of these really, really good guys, right? Even in the off season, clubs like Wrexham, right, are going on
100+ games. These guys,
are going on summer tours. Why does a second or third division team have a summer tour, right? St. Pauli, who weren't even in the Bundesliga, is going on a summer tour. I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
I will preface this by saying I am absolutely not a Christian Pulisic defender.
Yeah.
But the man played 120 games this year.
Yeah, it's so
Is he gonna? Yeah. I'm not mad about him sitting out the Gold Cup. I'm not.
Yeah. No, again, I'm upset with him sitting out for other reasons, not the minutes played. Right. It's some of the if he just came out and said, "Hey, a lot of minutes." Although this competition,
I'm tired. I'm taking a couple weeks off.
Yeah,
I'm tired.
Although this competition is important, we're obviously revving up for the World Cup, et cetera, et cetera. Like this stuff can be played. His excuse is, well, the fans aren't behind me. What the fuck are you doing, dude? Like,
that the drama with him and Landon and all that other bullshit. I could.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I understand the man played 120 games.
Yeah.
In European competition. He played Coppa Italia. They were in the semis, right? They went all. That club played a lot of games this year, and he played a lot of national team minutes.
Yeah, this is why you have 30-man rosters, man. This, as a matter of fact, we switch up sports here, but this is an NBA issue. The New York Knicks, the reason they ran out of gas is because he ran a 7-man roster.
The joke was Thibs wouldn't start 9 guys in a baseball game.
That's what I'm saying. It's really weird. I'm like, you have how many people make the bench in the NBA? 10, right?
Yeah.
11, something like that.
Yeah. It's the quality wasn't there. They didn't have the roster. They didn't have the bench depth.
They're throwaway games, right?
Yeah.
Instead of resting guys, they still on the bench. You just
but there aren't throwaway games when you're losing games to Cleveland and you're losing games to Boston. You can't throw away the other games.
All right, fair enough. But that's what I mean. So that's what I'm saying. That's why you have a 30-man roster. But to wrap this, spun back to my original point, I think that FIFA or the federations are going to get sued because you cannot complain about congested schedules and then keep adding more tournaments for these people to do, right? It's just World Cup, Confederates Cup, Champions League. It's a lot. I mean, you're playing 10 months out of the year, and then you might get legitimately, because we were talking about this with the Super League, you might get legitimately 3 weeks off.
Right.
Then you're back to bullshit.
Right. And I'm going to take that opportunity to transition us over to the conversation about the USL.